Hi, guys. It is Tuesday, and we finished our Night of the Ninjas book on Friday. So, we are going to start our interactive read alouds this week and get us ready for our next book. The next place we are traveling to is the Amazon. So, today we're going to learn about the rainforest ecosystem. We're going to listen to two interactive read alouds today, but I'm only going to ask you to think about writing about one of them. Okay? You don't have to write about both, but choose something from one of them. What do you know about ecosystems? What are some ecosystems you've learned about? We had the forest, the desert ecosystem, the Caribbean ecosystem. Then we had Japan's like mountains and forests. Different ecosystems have different climates. Climate describes the usual weather in an ecosystem, like the temperature and amount of rain. For example, the climate in Egypt's desert is hot with very little rain. Look at these two places. What would you guess the climate is like in each of the pictures? I would guess warm with very little rain, and here very, very cold. The Amazon rainforest is an ecosystem on the continent of South Africa. It's pointing to where it is. Here's where we are. Here's where we went when we were pirates. And here is the Amazon. The climate in rainforests is hot and wet. One second. The rainforest ecosystem is hot and wet, similar to the climate in a tropical island ecosystem. It rains a lot, and the land often floods. The land or terrain in ecosystems can be very different. Ecosystems can have rocky, flat, or sandy terrain, or steep mountains and low valleys. The terrain can be icy or snow covered, dry, or wet. How would you describe the terrain in these pictures? How are they similar and different? The terrain in the Amazon rainforest is mostly flat with big and little rivers running through it. The river that flows through the rainforest is called the Amazon River. Many animals live in the Amazon River, like caimans and piranhas. Caiman, piranha. Rainforest ecosystems have 4 layers. Each layer gets a different amount of sunlight and has some unique plants and animals. So we have the forest floor, the understory layer, the canopy layer, and the emergent layer. At the very top of the rainforest ecosystem is the emergent layer. Only a few trees grow this high. They grow so tall that they rise above or emerge from the rest of the forest. Rainforest trees can be as tall as skyscrapers. The emergent layer gets lots of light and heat from the sun, and it's very windy. The animals that live in the emergent layer are usually small and move from treetop to treetop by flying or gliding. Most emergent layer animals are herbivores that eat plants and seeds. There are predators like harpy eagles in the emergent layer too. A predator is an animal that hunts for its food. Many animals in the Amazon rainforest never visit the emergent layer. You'd never see a river turtle in the emergent layer. The Amazon river turtle can't climb. Up in the treetops, there are no fish and river plants for the turtle to eat. Below the emergent layer is the canopy layer. The canopy layer is a thick maze of leaves, branches, and vines that can be 30 feet tall. That's taller than 5 people standing on each other's heads. More than half of all rainforest animals live in the emergent layer because there's lots of good shelter and food. What kind of herbivores live in the canopy layer? Sloths, iguanas, and monkeys love to feast on the fruit and leaves here. These animals use vines to move through the trees to find food or to find a safe hiding place from predators like snakes and eagles. Jaguars are good climbers, but they can't climb all the way up to the canopy layer. They're too big for the vines other animals in this layer use to get around. This means that herbivores in the canopy layer are safe from rainforest predators. Under the canopy layer is the understory. The thick trees block much of the sunlight, so it is not as hot as the upper layers. Most areas in the understory are shady. The plants have big leaves to absorb as much sunlight as possible. The understory is good for flying animals like birds and insects. It's also the layer with the most frogs, lizards, and snakes. Jaguars rest in the understory layer during the day. The rainforest floor is the bottom layer of the rainforest. It's dark and shady down here because the trees have blocked all the sunlight. The forest floor is home to herbivores and to omnivores like this armadillo. Armadillos find their food by foraging around through the dead leaves for edible roots, insects, and worms. The armadillo has to be careful because jaguars live on the forest floor too. Jaguars are one of the fiercest predators in the Amazon rainforest, stalking and attacking other animals for their prey. The forest floor is also home to scavengers. Scavengers like this vulture eat bits and pieces of dead animals left behind by other predators. They do not do their own hunting. Insects and worms on the rainforest floor eat dead plants. They're called decomposers, and their waste helps plants to grow. Here's a leafcutter ant. Humans live on the Amazon rainforest floor too. There are many groups of people who live in the Amazon rainforest. Do you think you would like to live in a rainforest? Why or why not? So here's one of the questions that you can choose to answer when we meet later. Choose a rainforest layer. Is it sunny or shady? What plants and animals do you see? So remember, the layers were the emergent layer, the canopy layer, understory layer, and the forest floor. And our glossary, this is the Amazon River, caiman, snake, harpy eagle, Amazon rainforest, armadillo, jaguar, sloth, and monkey. So when we meet, try to have something in mind that you would like to already write about. Again, you can choose something from the glossary pictures, or you can choose something from a layered. You choose a layer, and then you can talk about what you might see there. I will see you guys back soon. And don't forget, there is a second interactive read aloud to listen to today.